collective energy, please, Spirit. Collective energy. Storyline for the collective, please. All right. In the central energy. Ooh, Three of Swords. There's a breakup. There's a breakup. All is not well in the house. Somebody betrayed somebody. They weren't loyal. In the challenge, in the challenge position, we have the Queen of Cups. So, looks like to me, Queen of Cups has had her fill of this betrayal. In the subconscious, the world has turned. Something is complete. The world turns. Somebody's in grief. They lost their Queen of Cups. In the recent past, yeah, we got the Seven of Swords, trickery. And again, betrayal. Betrayal, betrayal. They betrayed the love of this Queen of Cups. And the cycle is over. It's dead. Kaput. Intentions, expectations. Devil. In the near future, Judgment. The lens is being looked through. Page of Wands. Excitement, freedom. You're embarking on something new. A new adventure. You're no longer bound to that devil energy, that betraying, devil, codependent, toxic energy in the environment. Five of Swords. So there's still conflict and abuse in the environment. Bully. Somebody's being sneaky. They want to win at all costs. They won't leave you alone. This is a stalker, man. If I can't have you, nobody will. And it's like, this is like, wow, dude, whatever. Hopes and fears. The Hierophant is here with the Queen of Swords. So the Hierophant is sitting here with Divine Feminine in her Queen of Swords. Clear mental and in the truth. There's the truth is out here. So the outcome. Chariot. You're in your victory. You're getting out of here. You're leaving this behind. With the King of Cups and your Ace of Pentacles, abundance, and your Nine of Cups, wish come true. King of Cups, Queen of Cups, you've got a new person here. A wish come true. Page of Pentacles. You've developed some skills, or you are developing skills. You've got the Hermit here shining a light. Maybe somebody's shining a light on the new skills that you have developed here, and they want to move forward with an enterprise, some sort of an enterprise. They want to get a contract with you, some sort of negotiations. Whoever, there's somebody here that's in fear of the King of Wands and the King of Swords. They could be heavily burdened by them because they're victorious here with their work. Yeah, so whoever's doing this trickery here, they're getting the crap kicked out of them by the King of Wands and the King of Swords, who will be victorious, who are victorious in this trickery, this fraud. Most High is here with the Divine Feminine and her truth regarding this betrayal, and this abuse, severe abuse. So they're getting divorced out of the energy. They're getting divorced out of your loving cup. They could be afraid of a new love that you might have. Yeah, they're afraid of your new love. They don't want you to have anybody else. They know that you got somebody else coming. Maybe they're trying to come in with a love offer. They're sending in a younger with a love offer. They're trying to cast an illusion. Oh! They're challenged because they're challenged by the Queen of Cups love. They've lost it. They've gotten divorced out of it. And you've got the law of cause and effect is bringing death here for the betrayal. For the devilish, codependent, toxic brutalization and betrayal. Justice is being served. Death is here. This is over. It's freaking over with this Queen of Cups. They can no longer tap into her loving cup because the world is here. It's complete over. It's over with this Queen of Cups. It's over, a completion, and we've got the Hanged Man here, a letting go or a release. Trickery, trying to get away with something tricky, committing fraud against this Divine Feminine, against her love, committing fraud. And there's a Chariot here. They may have to go be with this devil, or you've got a victory over the trickery and fraud. This devil is up there, codependent devil. They're under judgment. And this came out reversed. Two of Wands reversed. The devil has a fear of the unknown, a fear of change. They didn't plan well. You've got a victory over their trickery. They're under judgment. So we've got justice and death. It's over with this Queen of Cups. They're getting cut right out of her love. Under judgment here. They did not plan well. Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. So there's some sort of a financial opportunity or a skill development by this star. Page of Wands here. Free spirit, excitement, freedom. The Hermit, shining a light on things. Five of Swords. there could be a defeat here, a Five of Swords defeat, bullying, theft, abusive relationships. So you might have regained control over these abusive relationships. The Hierophant is here with the Queen of Swords, absolute mental clarity, calling judgment, delivering justice. We've got Four of Pentacles. So the Queen of Swords is telling the Most High what's been going on this foundation. And there's a Chariot here. So you got two chariots. You got a victory over this trickery. And in the outgoing energy, you've got another victory with the Chariot here. You're going on a journey. Oh, unified love. Yep, marriage contract. So Queen of Cups has her King of Cups right there. High Priestess is getting a new opportunity for love. The Hierophant is right here. The Queen of Wands is focused and determined to live her life. And because she is, it's bringing a tower to somebody. Or there could be, maybe there's a Queen of Wands going through a tower. Take it as it resonates. But the Hierophant is here with a rebirth and a completion. He's bringing an end to this. The Most High is bringing an end to this. It's over, man. Rebirth and it's over. He's got the Sun and there's the balance restored, a giving of and sharing of the wealth so that, you know, people can rise, have enough. The King of Wands is here, overcoming challenges with the truth. This is the completion of this extra responsibility, of this toxicity here. There could be some sort of a preparation being made. There's some sort of preparation being made for this devil overseas, whoever they might be overseas. But you've got a very strong abundance, or with the work you're doing with this Ace of Pentacles is very strong, and you're persevering through this conflict. So they're having negative thoughts. They're feeling like a victim because they're receiving a Five of Pentacles. All this wealth and everything is going back to the Divine Masculine, who is the King of Cups again. He's here again with this new beginning, with the Fool card. And these ones are disappointed because they're being abandoned and left behind when it comes to the Four of Wands, marriages. There's a victory here. You're victorious, and these toxic people who were casting illusions over you with magic are being disconnected. It's over. Again, you've got excitement and freedom here. And they're in regret. And they're in regret. I'm going to pull some of these ones too. So somebody's suffering and having anxiety. They might try to come and or maybe they're having anxiety over your new love. They might want to send in somebody to try to get an intimate union with you. It's a younger page. Somebody's in fear about you meeting somebody. Knight of Cups. Yeah, somebody wants to make a romantic proposal here. They're hiding. It's an illusion. They want to cast an illusion. They're sending somebody in that's a younger, and they want to try to get into this Queen of Cups energy. They're challenged because the law of cause and effect is in order, and there's death here. It's ending. It's over. End of a cycle. And the world is here too. End of a cycle. Completion. With the Hanged Man, it's over. King of Swords is here. bringing the law of cause and effect, justice, and death, endings. The King of Swords is here, and Queen of Swords is here with the Hierophant. So you've got Queen of Cups, King of Cups, High Priestess, Hierophant, King of Swords, Queen of Swords. These are power couples, united. So it's a completion of this cycle. There's a release of this toxic devil energy and a victory, a triumph for you. So there's a victory. You've got Six of Wands victory. You've got the Chariot here. You've got a victory over trickery and fraud. And you've got a victory here for the Two of Cups. Victory, victory, victory for... But it looks like they're still trying to sick somebody in here to get an intimate union with you. That's all they have. That's all they have. A Hanged Man. You're releasing them again. You've got a victory over theft. You've got a victory over this betrayal and dishonesty. They're being released out of your energy. And they're in... Temperance reverse. They're out of balance. The devil energy here is afraid of change. They did not plan well. They thought for sure they had it in the bag. They didn't think beyond the end of their phallus. I don't know. Take it as it resonates. You're transitioning again. You're moving on. Six of Swords. You're out of there. They didn't plan well, and you're out of there. You're in your chariot, and you're in your boat. You got your chariot, your boat, your chariot, and your horse. There's judgment being called. There's a financial opportunity for a star. Skill development. Manifesting. Oh, crap. We've got judgment again. Judgment, and Eight of Cups, disappointment. So somebody's under judgment, and there's new skills that this star has developed, and they're seriously under judgment. There's judgment here. The light of the sun. Page of Wands, excitement and freedom. You're got the Hermit here. You're doing some research. You might be contemplating something. You're looking. You're doing a bunch of... Somebody's in a nightmare. So you're looking at this nightmare. You're doing research on this nightmare. Somebody's in fear because you're shining a light on things. There's the Five of Swords, upheaval, conflict. It could be a defeat. They were trying to win at all costs. But with your hard work, you persevered. You're working on sustainable results. They were trying to steal your sustainable results. They're here in the environment trying to steal your sustainable results. You got perseverance here. We got Seven of Cups reversed. They missed their opportunity. They're undergoing a reality check. Five of Wands reversed. Battle fatigue. So they were trying to steal the reward of your effort, and now they're fatigued. And they missed their opportunity. The Hierophant is here with the Queen of Swords regarding the truth about what's been going on in this foundation. What these ones have been doing to the foundation here, to society. With these pages coming in, there could be some happy news. Something to do with spirituality and creativity. The Chariot here, unified love. And the World again. Completion. You're coming together. It's over. The power couples in the spiritual realms or in the astral or wherever you want to look at that is they've won. And you've got there's this Page of Swords who's being very deceptive and deceitful. So you've got a page out here being very deceptive and deceitful. There's a turning point for the Star and the Two of Cups unions here. And this is over. Death. It's the end of a cycle. And the King of Cups, again, King of Cups is having a breakthrough with the Ace of Swords and a new beginning with the Fool here. So, yep, we're definitely starting a new beginning and a celebration with the Four of Wands. So, it's happening. It's happening. So they got cut out of your energy. They got cut out of the love of this divine feminine. Knight of Cups, Page of Cups. They want to come in and try to get a union. They're coming in under the moon. They're trying to be sneaky, or they're having fear and anxiety about the law of cause and effect and this death. This is being over. You can't just F your way into somebody's bank account. You can't go prostituting yourself for profit anymore. You got to actually do something to earn it. Like, nobody worships that phallus anymore. It's just... blame. They have to accept responsibility for their own well-being. They can't latch on to the Queen of Pentacles anymore. It's done. The King of Swords is here to make sure that these ones... it's the end of a cycle. This King of Swords possesses gifts of the soul that benefit themselves and others. Mental clarity. This is the end. They're being released. They're being let go. And this is a victory. For love. A victory for love. But not for lust. These ones use lust, you know. They're little boy crushes and such to get into the energy of the Star. Yeah, we got gratitude. Celebration. You're thankful for this life. You've got the Chariot here. So you got a victory over this betrayal, over the Seven of Swords. They're being released out of your energy. They're out of balance. You're no longer carrying their 10 wands in exchange for 10 cups. You're not doing that anymore. It's a real turn-off. It's a real turn-off. We've got discipline. Discipline could be a disciplinary action. Removing them out of the love and the light of this divine feminine mother figure. Toxic, devilish energy, lacked planning. There's a transition here. A transition. A transition. A transition for the abundant, limitless being. Better days are coming. They didn't plan well. You're leaving them behind. You're out of here. Judgment is being called. ×2. They're being abandoned. Whatever they did, they failed. Because there's new skills and manifestations for the light-bearing star. There's revitalization. Oh, shoot. Death. Judgment ×2 and death. And death is also here in the challenge position. A death of trust. You no longer trust them. You're listening to the inner voice. Any page any night. You've got a Page of Wands, a Page of Cups, a Page of Cups, a Knight of Cups coming in. Oh, and a Page of Pentacles coming in, trying to get all up in this Queen of Cups star energy. It's over, man. So you've got excitement or freedom here, or there's a Page of Cups who's having anxiety and fear because the truth is out. You can see the truth. The Hermit's shining a light. So you know what this person is. They're not actually here for love. They're here for a Five of Swords conflict. They want to bring conflict and steal the investment, the results of your hard work. But they're in a Five of Wands energy, so they're in battle fatigue, and they miss their opportunity with the Seven of Cups reversed. They're having a reality check. They were fighting for your work, for the stuff that you worked for. It's like taxes, you know? You go to work and you work 8, 12 hours a day. You make all your money, and they take all this money out of your paycheck, right, for taxes. And then at the end of the year, they want even more. They want the rewards of your work, so they're trying to steal it. I heard them talking about raising prices again. They're trying to collect all the wealth out of the world, obviously. Not just the working man, but anybody who ever associated with the conglomerate or whatever. Purpose. See, their purpose is adversity. That's what their purpose is to bring you adversity, this Five of Swords. And they were coming after your reward. They missed their opportunity. They're having a reality check. Their purpose, their only purpose is to bring you adversity, and they are like getting cut out by the Hierophant here, the Most High, because he knows the truth about what's happening with this Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups, all these feminines regarding the foundation being left in scarcity by these youngers who come in and with a get-rich-quick scheme. They're in doubt. We got a Page here who's in doubt. They could be in scarcity. You've got a Victory here. The unified love, marriage and connection, the power couples, the strength of two together, and you have a Victory, and the world has turned. We got the world there too, the world here and the world there. They're in regret. Somebody's in regret. They wish it had never happened. They have to accept the things they cannot change. You're happy, and they're envious of your happiness, but you had to cultivate it. So the envious have failed, and they're in grief. They're in grief because you persevered. Even though you were alone, you aren't really alone. And you persevered through this by choosing to focus on the lighter side of life. You're a very empathic person. You focus on the lighter side of life, and somebody wants forgiveness for messing with your mind. You're a being of love. You're a peaceful person. You're bringing about change. You are in service to the collective. You're not a servant. You're not a slave. You're here sharing your gifts, being of service to uplift your community. And these pages and these knights and whatever, they're worried because they're receiving a denial. They're not going to tap into your love cup. And you've got your freedom from pride, from prideful relationships. And they're afraid. They're afraid of your growth. Everything happens in divine order. They're afraid of your growth. They're afraid of your patience, how calm you are, and they need to release their need to control. So they're getting divorced out of the loving cup of the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Swords is out here with truth and clarity for the Hierophant. They're in fear and anxiety. They're coming in hard. They want a romance. They're having to accept responsibility for their own well-being. Nobody wants them. Nobody wants them because they know what they do. It's all about trickery and fraud. Their purpose is to bring adversity to the feminine and her love and her star. They're overwhelmed. They're stressed out. They have to accept responsibility for what they've done and for what they plan on doing. Queen of Cups is here. The law of cause and effect is here. That's death. This is completely over. King of Swords is here with gifts that benefit himself and the others, and he's making sure that this, soul contract, he's protecting the gift. He's protecting the gifts of this Queen of Cups, of this loving cup. He's got control of these gifts, and all these pages coming in to try to attach themselves to this Queen of Cups are receiving a death sentence, it looks like. The law of cause and effect. Your purpose is to bring adversity to the loving cup of this Queen of Pentacles, and it's like, so your intention will be your gift. It looks like you're going to receive adversity. A lot of it. The world has turned. There's a letting go. There's a sacrifice here. You're choosing to look at the lighter side of life, and that has gained you a victory. You've triumphed over it, and you're reunited. Love. You're very thankful for this love. So, dishonesty and trickery. You've got the Chariot here. You're on your way out. You're leaving it behind. It's being sacrificed again with the Hanged Man card. They are out of balance. They don't have any balance. They're in temperance reverse. This is a disciplinary action due to their dishonesty. This toxic devil here did not plan well. You're an abundant, limitless being, and you are leaving them behind. You're moving away from that trauma. They made mistakes. They wish they could right their wrongs, but they really don't. They just wish they hadn't got caught. Judgment is out here twice. You've manifested what? A renewal, a revitalization. You've learned some new skills. You're in your purpose, calling judgment. And they're disappointed. They failed to move against you, and there's death. There's a death to the trust. It's like, no way. Anybody approaching with any kind of shrinkster business or heart on their sleeve, it's like, nope. They've completely toxified and fouled the idea of intimacy. Playing these stupid games. Nobody wants them anymore. It ain't worth it, man. It ain't worth it. See? And they want to escape. They're in solitude. They can't get in your space. They want to escape having to accept responsibility for their own well-being. They have to do it alone. Page of Wands is here. Free spirit, excitement. You're shining a light on this person. They're having nightmares because you know the truth. You know the truth. And they're feeling shattered and broken because you know who they are. Their purpose is to bring adversity to love by being a freaking penis. A thieving, disloyal scumbag. They're feeling trapped. They're having a reality check. They were trying to steal your reward for your effort. They're having battle fatigue. Their purpose is to bring you adversity, and that's the truth. There's nothing worthwhile here. Absolutely nothing. There's nothing worth saving here. The Hierophant is here with the Queen of Swords. They know the truth. And you got some scarcity for the Page of Cups. They're having doubt. They're coming in feeling like they got a crush, but their values are all about money. So Page of Cups is coming in, but they just want money. They want this Queen of Cups to take care of them. It's like, don't worry, you can go F this and F that, and Mama will take care of you forever. You can be as mean as you want. She likes it. That's what they said to me back when I was getting harvested from. Pleasure, pleasure, pleasure. You've got a victory here. Power couples are bringing an end to this, and these ones are in regret. They wish it had never happened, but it did, and it's who they are. It did, and it's who they are. They're a reflection. They're a pretender. They just F around for fun, for money, and they laugh at broken hearts, and they laugh at broken homes, and they laugh at suffering and strife. They laugh when you're struggling to put food in the child's mouth that they gave you, while they walked away with all your happiness. Yay, I'm a successful little penis. No, they sabotage themselves, and they're in regret now. They're foul. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants it. You're holding back. You're like, no. And they're chasing after you. They're chasing after you. They've been found guilty. They're feeling the pain from the damage that they have caused. They're daydreaming about fixing this connection. They're in regret of neglecting you. And they, they're hoping. See, you were always hoping for a faithful, loyal union, and this third party wasn't satisfied with that. They wanted to be an F-boy and an F-girl, mostly an F-boy and an F-girl who would go help them harvest more energy, you know. They don't know what to do because they're responsible for this, or you have an understanding of how they've been doing families. Habitual patterns, lustful little habitual patterns. This is a new chapter, and pride and sex you up for profit is out the door. They're feeling your absence. Nobody wants it, man. Nobody wants it. Nobody freaking wants it. They're confused. They're in fear. They're in fear. They're overwhelmed. They got to accept responsibility for their own well-being. And it's like, what do you mean Mama's not going to let me suck off her teat forever and ever and ever while I betray her and steal everything good from her? What do you mean? The law of cause and effect is here. This is over. There's death here. It's an ending. The King of Swords is protecting the gifts of this Queen of Cups, the loving cup. He's protecting those gifts. And that's not any good news. There's a soul contract here. This King of Swords has a soul contract with this Queen of Cups. So this could be an Emperor, Empress. Because you've got both the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. You've got both the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. Star. Take it as it resonates. These ones it's not good news. They're not having any good news. That this Queen of Cups is being protected by, or her gifts are being protected by somebody in a King of Swords energy. He's protecting those gifts. They've got a soul contract They're victorious in their reunion. They're grateful for this life and all it presents. The world has turned, and this is all being let go. You've triumphed here. Six of Wands, triumph. Coming into a cycle that you can trust. You've gotten a victory over trickery and fraud. They're being released out of here with the Hanged Man. They're out of balance. They're receiving a discipline for lying. And they're stressed out. They could be having some things going on with their mind. You know, they've been mind effing people, and it could be back on them. They're codependent and toxic in this devil energy. They lacked planning. They made mistakes. They wish they could right their wrongs. You're transitioning out of here with the Six of Swords. You're an abundant, limitless being. You're taking all of it with you. And this King of Swords is in a soul contract with you, and he's like, you're not touching these gifts. Whoever tries to come for them is going to get death. Justice, judgment, abandonment. They got to get away from these gifts. Stop effing around. Accept responsibility for your own well-being. Nobody wants your phallus. They're not getting the blessing. They don't get the blessing. You're out of here. So judgment is being called. You've got some new skill development. You're the star. You're the revitalizer, the renewal. Judgment is being called again. There could be an awakening, some kind of a spiritual calling. These ones are being abandoned. They have failed at their attempt to trap the loving cup and the light of this divine feminine. There's death here again. Death to trust. You don't trust them. They want to escape. They can't get in your space. Your family won't let them in your space. This is a new family. The divine said there's a new family tree some time ago. Like, this is over. Like, the old contracts are done, man. You're getting a new family tree because whoever this group is, they really, and I hope it's not worldwide, but it might be, man. Just this mindset that's so horrific. You've got your freedom here, or there's a Page of Wands trying to come in and tap into your limitless potential, but you're shining a light with the Hermit here, and they're having nightmares because you know the truth. They're feeling broken and shattered about this. It's the scheduled time, or there's a schedule here. You know the truth about their organization, about their plan. They're in upheaval here. They were coming over trying to steal the reward for your hard work, your long-term hard work. They were coming in to try to take you out and just take your blessing. They missed their opportunity. They're having battle fatigue. Their purpose is to bring you adversity, and that is the truth. They thought it was a great idea. The Hierophant is here with the truth that's been going on with this Queen of Swords about the foundation regarding the youngers and their wands, their love cups. They're having doubt because them and their whole network is all about the money, man. They go and they target somebody that's got a good thing going, and then they pretend like they're in love, and then they come in and they do their magical energetic exchange and, you know, spiritual gift binding and all that crap that they were taught by a bad teacher. You've got your Chariot here, a victory for power couples. For the Two of Cups, the world has turned. It is a completion. These ones are in regret. They sabotage themselves, and both of them, whoever these toxic people are, both the male and the female counterparts in this freaking false love malarkey, this reflection, you know, the copycats, those who mimic others, and they use sex as a weapon. They sabotage themselves. We got adventure. They sabotage themselves. There's an adventure here. And they're sick about it. You're going on an adventure. This is your adventure. You've got your vow. They're sick over your vow. They're sick over your adventure. Strategy, mind reading, mind effing people. You're ready, or somebody's getting ready. You're ready to collaborate with somebody. There's a promise, a new collaboration. But you're hesitating because you know that they want to curse you. You've lived and learned. And you know that these people do magic over families and over others who care and want a family. They curse them. Why? Because they took a bribe from the devil to dominate people for indulgent, for privileges. But you love yourself, and this is the conclusion. You're over. You have gained. You have won. You've got victory here. With the Chariot twice and the Six of Wands once. And the Triumph card here too. These ones want to compromise. But you have the history here. They want to compromise for what's been done in the past. No. They were coming after your gifts, after your high value gifts, and they were causing you natural disasters. You've reached your goal here, and they are in sorrow and experiencing loss, and they're protesting it. They could be protesting against the coach who taught them how to do this kind of stuff. They're in a freaking nightmare. Yeah, they are experiencing supernatural disturbances. They could be furious. They're just in a state of fury. They got mental things going on. They're in a nightmare, so they got lots of mental things. They could be having like doors slamming or stuff flying around in the house. I mean, something's happened. They've got some serious nightmarish disturbances here. They're furious. This third wheel enemy wants to apologize for trying to F up your marriage or marriages, or for actually messing them up. They're being separated from you, and you're receiving a mercy because you persevered through all this drama. These ones are being rejected because they were trying to rob somebody who is a good moral human, who actually earned a lot of merit. They came in to try to steal the reward of this merit, and the Most High's like, wait a minute, you little F-boy thief. What are you doing trying to steal the merit that belongs to this Queen of Cups, her gifts? Instead, they're going to get confinement, and it could be a confinement of the mind. They're in a mental prison, and they're having to deal with all of that mental RAPing that they put upon you, trying to crush you so that they could take your reward. You're relaxed. You're at peace, reading a book. And these ones are in conflict. They're in conflict with those that they were working with. They're being cast away. They could be losing their homes. They were daydreaming about your reward. They wanted to take it. And now they're in danger. They're suffering danger. They were trying to bring danger to a sweetheart. They prayed for it. Now they're overloaded and overwhelmed because they're being stopped. And you're stable. They can't mess with you anymore. Yeah. Filthy. Disgusting. And they chose it. They chose it. They're getting cut out of your love. They're confused. They're having fear and anxiety. They're coming forward with a love cup. Love cup, love cup, romance, romance. They need an intimate union. They were tempted by the snake. They're overwhelmed and stressed out. They have to accept responsibility for their own well-being. They're frightened. They're having phobia. They could be depressed and paranoid. They're having spiritual disturbances. Whatever, they were tempted by this snake, and they made agreements. They made agreements. The law of cause and effect is here. Death is here. This King of Swords isn't messing around. He's got a soul contract with somebody who possesses gift of the soul that benefit them and others. It could be that he also possesses these gifts, and he's going to whack down anybody who tries to come and interfere with that. And that is not good news for these little love bunnies. They don't like that. They lost. They're not going to get a miracle. There's no miracle here. You've lost, and you can't have it. The world is turned. They're being released with the Hanged Man card, the sacrifice. You're thankful for this life and the opportunities that presents. They're out of here. You've got a victory here, a triumph, and you also got the triumph card in this reunion. You have been reunited successfully. F-boy can't get in this business. He's going to get one of these swords here that this King of Swords is holding. They're having anxiety. They don't know what to do. They don't know what you're going to do next. Well, why should they? You didn't know what they were going to do next before you even knew that this kind of crap was going on. Before they even started messing with you, and you had to find out the hard way. So you got a victory over this trickery and fraud. Again, we got the Hanged Man. They're being released out of your energy. They don't have any balance. They're in temperance reverse. They're receiving discipline for the dishonesty, and they're stressed out. They got some stuff in their head. They might not be able to sleep. They're struggling here. You're not supporting them anymore. They can't leech off of you. The devil is codependent and toxic. They made mistakes. They did not get the blessing. They lacked planning. You're a limitless, abundant being, and you're in that Six of Swords boat. You're transitioning out of here. You're leaving the drama behind. No point in even thinking about it anymore. Just the sooner it's over. Yeah, they made your life real hard, and you came out a diamond, and you're taking that little diamond, and you're going away. You're this star, and you have learned some new skills here. There's judgment being called at times too, and these ones are disappointed. They failed to move against you, and we've got death here and trust. So there's an end of your trust to these love offers, to these entities that are coming forth pretending to be a sensitive new love opportunity. They want to escape. They can't get into your space because you got a new family here that won't let them. It could be your ancestors, or it could be your family from the future that won't. I mean, this King of Swords is here like, you shall not get in the space of this Queen of Cups. And they've got a long way to go before they find what they want. Yeah, they cannot get in the space of this woman or these women. Singular, plural, take micro, macro, take it as it resonates. We've got the Page of Wands here, a free spirit. They're exploring something. They see your limitless potential, but you're shining a light on this, and they're having a nightmare and feeling broken and shattered because you know the honest truth about what their plan is with the dark side, and you're not playing. You're not playing. You know the truth. You're a star, and you're like, dude, you're going to have to take your little wand and your little pretend love cup and just go away. It could have been defeated. They were trying to steal the results of your hard work. They missed their opportunity. They're in battle fatigue. Their purpose is to bring adversity to those who have a reward coming. The truth is revealed. They thought it was a great idea to lie on you, to keep secrets. They may have secrets. The secrets are revealed. The secrets are revealed. You're a bright and shiny being. They wanted your life and your life force essence. The energy is the business. They made it a business. They made it a freaking business to have intimate encounters with loving people and then drain their spiritual count of their happiness, their health, their wealth. It's a business. A for freaking profit business. These are nothing but a bunch of gigolos and hoe bags out there effing for money. And they're in service to the dark side, to this devil. The Hierophant is here. The Most High is here. Knows the truth with the Queen of Swords about what's been happening on this foundation. Page of Cups is having doubt. He and his friends network are in it for the money. They need money. We've got burned. You've been burned before and you don't trust these people. It's like, you know what? No. You got a victory here. The power couples have a victory. You're turning the wheel here. The World card here. The World card on the outgoing energy. You're king or queen of that that mountain, that highest mountain, and these ones sabotage themselves, both the feminine and the masculine counterparts who were saying, having sex for profit. They turned everybody into a freaking prostitute, man, who betrayed love for profit. You're leaving. You're leaving, and you're going on an adventure. You're the king or queen of that mountain. These power couples have reached the peak, and they're out of here. These ones didn't reach the peak. They were trying to attach themselves to those who have, with an intimate encounter, a friendship, a partnership, a relationship, teacher-student, anything that gave permission for them to be in the energy and to participate in your life. You're leaving them behind. They want forgiveness from many, many flames. They did this to many, many flames. They effed over a bunch of people for profit. You're emotionally exhausted from dealing with these people and you deserve a break now. It could be that they are tired. They were not willing to settle down or be responsible. They're a weed seed. You're tired of it. You deserve a break. Everything that you no longer need are falling away to make room for the love that you deserve. And we've got needs here. These ones have needs. Everything's falling away. Their needs aren't being met. They're an empty cup. There's no more another notch in the headboard for them. It's over. They're reaching out, trying to connect to love, but we've got some fierceness going on, some aggressiveness. It's like, you get away from me with that thing, man. These childish people thought they didn't see this coming. This is a blind spot, a whirlwind. They got caught up in it. They were just whoo-hoo-hoo, pleasure, 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 and they didn't see this coming. They're all alone now in this crazy drama. They've been found guilty. Judgment, judgment, justice. Death times 2. They've been found guilty of neglecting and using love as an escape for poverty. They've just been hurting people for profit. And now they're going under. And they're going far, far away from you because they were playing games with love. They weren't taking it seriously. They got caught up in this web and they can't free themselves from this sticky situation. They got to face it. The truth has set you free. It was never you. It was always them. And their energy harvesting and their energy manipulation and their putrid fouling of the energy and then laying it back on this beautiful Queen of Cups. Yeah, I mean, the whole truth, the whole shebang is out here. The star is out here with new skills. So it's like, I don't know. The star is great. The star is super, but there's some new skills here, and there's double judgment and death of trust. This star no longer trusts these people. Or these stars, those light-bearing people, like, you're not so quick to jump in the sack with somebody just because they're sweet, right? It's like, you may be sweet, but you're not my kind of candy, you know? No, thank you. And they're frightened because nobody's letting them in to be intimate. Laugh. Somebody could be laughing at them. Queen of Cups. Law of cause and effect. Death. The King of Swords is like he's protecting these gifts. He's in a soul contract here with love. These devilish, codependent F-boys and F-girls, they lost. They feel like they've been abandoned. They're not receiving any miracle. They got some bad news, and they're yelling. There could be a lot of fighting among them. They're very unhappy. This is the turn of the wheel. We've got the Hanged Man here. So there is a release. You're letting them go. You're thankful for this. You're very grateful. You've got a victory here, a reunion, and a triumph. These ones, they're having anxiety. You know what? You found the love that you can count on right here. You're in reunion with the love that you can count on. And these ones are having anxiety over it because they know you can count on it. It's not this person that you've hooked up with that's protecting the gifts here. He's not one of these people. He's like at the other end of the pendulum of the spectrum. Somebody's having anxiety because they lied. Or, yeah, they're having anxiety about their dishonesty. They lied about you. They lied. And it didn't work anyway. So you've got a victory over the liars. Very unfriendly and hostile. So you've got a victory over these tricksters, over these fraudsters. There is the Hanged Man. There's a release. There's a letting go. They're in temperance reversed energy. They're unfriendly. They're being very hostile. They're being disciplined for their lies. They're having mental disturbances in a big way. They're struggling because you're not supporting them, and they're very mad about it. They're very, very mad about it because you know the truth. It's like they're just a hostile individual or a group of individuals. The devil is here, codependent and toxic. They made mistakes. They did not get your blessing. They lacked planning. You're an abundant, limitless being. You're in the Six of Swords energy. You're leaving that behind. You're transitioning and you're leaving the baggage behind. They made life very difficult for you, but you came out shining like a diamond. Somebody may be trying to trick you. Somebody may try to trick you. Somebody may feel like they were tricked. They're under judgment ×2 and disappointment. They failed in their attempts. They're failing in their attempts to come forward. It's like somebody may be trying to come forward to work with this star, to have a business partnership. It could be that somebody's under judgment for the work that they've been doing. They thought it was a financial opportunity. They're trying to offer a financial opportunity to the star, who is then calling judgment on them. They are failing. They're failing at their attempt. This star does not trust them. There's death to trust. This star does not trust them. Somebody's coming forward. They want to work with this star, and they're like, no, I don't think so. You better go find a new path, buddy. And that's what this star's family is saying. Look, we know you want to escape. You're not going to get in this person's space. You've got a long, long way to go before you get what you want. And there could be a whole family here that has a long road to go. It could be that this family, this new family that you have here that's reunited with you, is making sure that these people don't get in your energy. Judgment ×2. Love. You've got, yeah, family love, family love. These ones are not going to be able to get into your space. It could be that you have escaped this. Goodbye. You're shining a light on anything that this person is bringing forth. They're having nightmares because you know the truth, and they're feeling broken and shattered. They have plans with the dark side. Their organization is in the dark. They need a safe space. Feeling broken and shattered, they can't come and hide in your love anymore. They've been defeated. They were trying to take the reward for your long-term work. They missed their opportunity. They're having a reality check. They're in battle fatigue. Their purpose was to bring you adversity. The truth is revealed about them lying regarding you. The truth is out regarding their secrets, their big ideas. Empathy. They want your empathy. They want you to care. They want you to provide support so that they can bring adversity to you. That's the method. Get supported by you while they try to crush you. It's just strange. Somebody is taking unsolicited advice, or they're giving unsolicited advice. The Hierophant knows the truth about what these little monsters have been doing here. They're having doubt because you're in your chariot and you're out of here. You're the king or queen of that highest mountain, and you're leaving. They're in regret. They sabotage themselves with this through third-party enemies reflection stuff. That's bad news. They sabotage themselves. They're curious about how you maintain your health. How did you do it? They want to get this off their chest. They feel the need to apologize about having so much fun hurting you and trying to destroy you. They want to make plans to get together with you. They want to grow. That's a lie, man. Their purpose is to bring you adversity, to lie and to F their way into somebody's energy. That's what they do. They tell lies and then they get intimate. They're just what is this? This has got to be Twilight Zone, man.